Hello, fam, and welcome back to another edition of George's Corner. I'm your host, George Lee Jones. Let's get started. The topic of today is don't let the goodness of gratitude make you take things for granted. Again, don't let the goodness of gratitude allow you to take things for granted. Here's what I mean by that. I was reminded of something that happened to me probably almost 20 years ago, and I hadn't given it thought until a situation occurred where it made me think about things that we do for others, especially kind things. Well, more importantly, kind things. We do them with such ready availability that they can sometimes be taken for granted. And if we don't express how we feel about the situation, it can make us feel some kind of way, angered, upset. But we have to keep in mind that for the other person, your goodness could be taken for granted. Even though they're grateful, they could forget. So, again, if you're that individual that people are doing good things for, don't make assumptions that they know how you feel. Let them know how you feel, that you appreciate what's going on, so that you don't take the goodness, forget the gratitude, and become ungrateful. That's what I'm saying. Uh, Keep that in mind going forward. It's just a thought that I wanted to share with you guys. That sometimes um, we get sidetracked and we think that things are all about us, not just you, but myself as well. And we have to be reminded, because I trust God for everything. I was reminded just recently, like I said, this happened 20 years ago, where I was coming out of a store, not being vigilant, like I always say, being aware of your surroundings. I was in a hurry and in a rush and decided to take a shortcut through an alley. Well, I wasn't thinking. And at that moment, I was standing face to face, toe to toe, with an individual that had a 45 in my face. Now, I know a lot of us say a lot of things that would occur, how we would feel if that happened to you. Trust me, until it happens to you, you have no idea how you're going to react. My first reaction was to be calm because I saw that this individual was nervous. They had the gun in my face, their hand was shaky, the gun was going up and down from my chest to my face, and the individual said, "Hey, you better have something or else today can be your last day." Well, fortunately for myself and for the assailant, I had just made a purchase in the store, so I had some money on me, and I gave him whatever I had. But that wasn't the end of it. After giving this person the money that I had, the next thing that came out of that person's mouth was, "Is that all you have?" And of course, I'm standing there trying to keep things calm and say, "Yeah, that's all I have." But the person stood there for a minute, and I could see the contemplation, the wheels rolling in his head, and he was thinking, wow, this guy has seen my face. So as he's pointing the gun at my head, my chest, my head, my chest, the thought came to my mind was, hey, look, and this is what I said verbally to him. I said, look, this is already a robbery. It doesn't have to be a homicide. I said, so please take into consideration, look, you already got my money, just go. And at that moment, I could see him contemplating, and call it God or whatever. Something came on this person that they decided to just run away. Now, I had forgotten that situation until recently. And as I said, what triggered the thought was really of no consequence, but I realized that through my life, things have been so great and I've been so grateful that I assumed that things would always continue to be great. However, I could have been taking God for granted at that moment unconsciously because things had always been going so great in my life. So I was reminded of that the other day. And at that moment, I just was grateful to God and the universe. And I said, hey, thank you so much for allowing me to still be here. Because my journey could have been cut short 20 years ago. And then those 20 years span, I've had so many amazing, incredible things happen to me, people I've met, places I've been. All of that could have been cut short at that moment. And that's why I'm talking to you now. Don't take the goodness of gratitude for granted. Anyway, I wanted to go on with something else to inform you guys on because you know me. I take my walks every morning. That's kind of my me time, and I meditate prior to that. Today, something came to my mind because I've heard this as a child, and I'm sure you heard this from other people as you walk through life that if you make a decision, that if your gut or your intuition feels good, then you've made the right decision. But what occurred to me was, yeah, I'd always followed, yeah, if your gut, your intuition, whatever you want to call it, I realized that was just my soul saying, hey, thanks for finally listening to me. When you made that decision, it was because you listened to the true you inside, not all the loud talk and noise that you've heard around you, but you've actually taken the time to listen to the small voice inside of you, inside of me, that's the real us. So you can continue to call it your intuition or your gut, but that's really your soul inside talking to you saying, hey, in this particular situation, don't take a left, take a right. And when you take that right and you feel good, it's your soul inside saying, whew, I'm glad you listened to me that time. Because had we taken that left, we would have been in a world of trouble. You couldn't see it, but your soul could. That's really all that I have to say today, except for I want to, well, we can save this for another time. Yeah, we will save this for another time. So, love yourselves, be great and kind to others, and oh, yes, always, always be learning something new. Until next time, fam, I am your host and I care about you. Take care. Till next time. George Lee Jones, I'm out.